Okay, that's slow.
What about, bro? Technical term. Easy, bro.
Yo. Welcome back to Empower People Today. Today I have my brother with me, Tyler. He is, one of my closest friends, my trainer, my business partner. We learn and grow together. So today we will be talking about persistence. And the technical definition of persistence is a firm or obstinate continuance in a course of action in spite of difficulty or opposition. And that's why I brought Tyler with me, because I think he's the true definition of persistence. Like I mentioned before, he's my brother, he's my business partner, and he helps me through a lot, and vice versa. He's a good person. His family treats me like family, and I'm gonna let him introduce himself to you guys, but true definition of persistence, and I hope you guys see that.
What up? So I appreciate Manny for bringing me on. Hopefully we give you guys something good of value you guys can take and apply to your life. Like you said, persistence, that's the word of the week. You guys saw the direct definition. We're going to give you guys kind of some examples of how I've used it and just kind of talk about it and how you guys can use it as well in your life.
For sure. So let's get right into it. So I guess the first question to me is, so they can know who you are, is what's your passion? What do you like to do?
So currently I'm a basketball trainer. That's my definition, occupation. But really I just like helping people. So I just use basketball as my vehicle to help other people. So like Manny was one of the first people I kind of started training, and I trained him for free, right? I just want to help someone, right? And I've trained a lot of people for free in the past, and obviously it's a business, so I got to make money, but at the end of the day I just like helping people. My true passion is just create a life for myself that I'm proud of, while helping other people in the process, right? So you don't want to be selfish and just do everything for yourself. So that's why I love helping people, but at the end of the day, obviously I want to create something of value. And the bigger I become as a person, the bigger social media following, the more people respect me and what I have to say, the more people I can help, right? You can't help a bunch of people if no one knows you. So it's a big process on how I want to get to where I'm going, but at the end of the day, I just want to create a life for myself that I'm proud of and that I can help the people around myself, like Manny, my family, my friends, and just myself, and be happy with what I created.
And see, like that's the whole point of me doing this, is because everyone I bring on is just about helping others. The last person I had on was about helping others. Me, that's what I do, and empowering people. So I'm just trying to bring on people that are similar to me. And you'll notice everyone that I bring on, they might not be close to me, they might be close to me, but they all have the same values and the same principles. So I mean, that's the biggest point. And everyone can go. You don't need anything just to help somebody, man. Helping someone is for free, and you don't have to have a certain tool to do so. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of what we about, and you'll see that. So I want to ask you, because you talked about how you just want to impact people and how you just want to help others, and that's kind of your main focus. How do you feel you impacted others, like reaching your goals right now? Like, how do you feel like?
I mean, obviously, because I'm a basketball trainer, I think I've helped a lot of people in that regard. Obviously, I can help people on the court. That's the easiest way for me at the moment. I can help them with their technical skills, but I can also help them with their confidence, which leads off the court, right? If you can be confident in yourself on the court, a lot of times once you step off the court, you're going to be more confident in who you are as a person. So I think I've really done a good job with that so far, as well as just inspiring other people. Like, I started my own YouTube channel, and that's one of the main things I want to do, is just be an inspiration to other people to go after what they want to go after and follow their dreams regardless of what people are telling them. So just inspiration, giving people confidence. I've given people a lot of business advice. Obviously, I'm still young. I don't know everything, but I can give people what I know so far. So being able to do things like that, giving people my time when I can, just helping anyone I can, and no matter who that person is, right? They can be older than me, they can be way younger than me, it doesn't matter. If I can help someone else, give them resources, give them my time, give them any knowledge I have, I'm willing to do it. So I feel like that's what I've given so far to other people.
And then I'll testify to that, because he just, like I said, he's been a brother, but also a business partner, man, a leader, trainer, man, you know what I'm saying? I can go to him basically for anything. And you definitely do that. If you know it, or you kind of have an idea about the situation, man, he'll help you out with it. And that goes for you, even if you don't know him and not close to him, man. Reach out to him on your social media, his YouTube channel. He'll answer. He's not one of those people that he thinks he's too much for anybody. So I definitely agree to that. Also, you touched on a few areas that we'll dip into in a little bit, but tell these people what drives you to do all this. You know what I'm saying? We're in his office right now. You see all the notes he tells himself, and he tries to preach to himself. What drives you to do all this? You know what I'm saying? You're 22, 21, but turning 22. Yeah. What drives you to do all this? You could be going out, having fun, partying, doing this, doing that, getting girls, but you're not. You're focused. So.
I mean, I feel like I always, from the start, been a little different. Even when I was in high school, I was like, why do people not work as hard as me? I feel like there's a certain part of me that I was just born a little different, but it's there's so many people in the world to help. Obviously, we talked about that. I love helping people, but I just don't want to die average. I know someday I'm going to die, and if I die and I have to tell myself I didn't live up to my expectations, I didn't do the things I knew I could have done, that's just a disappointment for me, and I don't want to die that way, right? I know it's weird to hear and weird to say, but it's I know I can do so much more. I don't want to live a boring life, right? There's a quote, it's I didn't just live to pay taxes and die, right? I'm not just trying to stay in the same town my whole life, know all the same people. I want to go, there's no reason why I can't do everything I want to do. I think that's the biggest thing. People are they just think they can't do something, right? Ever since I was however old, I was always I can do whatever I want to do, but I'm not setting limits for myself. I have huge goals, and I feel like I can achieve all of those. So my biggest thing is I don't want to die knowing that I didn't do the things I wanted to do and do the things I know I'm capable of. I know I have a huge ceiling for what I'm capable of, and if I don't achieve that, that's my own fault. So even as a young kid and as a teenager, and then as I am 21 years old now, you got to move different if you want to be different, right? Number one thing I always have done, I don't act like people my age, and I don't act like the people that I'm not the people I'm surrounded with, because people like him, we're trying to be the same kind of people and have the same habits, but say I'm in high school, you can't act like everybody else if you want something different, right? If you guys want something different, number one, you have to get around different people, but you guys have to move differently. So that's my biggest thing, is just move different, be persistent, like we're going to talk about, and I just know I'm capable of more, so I want to find out what I can really achieve.
I like that, man. I like that. And you're speaking to, you know what I'm saying, whether it's high school, younger people, middle school, college, grown folks, you're speaking to everyone, because a lot of people set limitations on themselves, and that's what when people say, oh, I'm satisfied where I'm at, that's why, because you set limitations from a young age. So it starts from a young age and all the way up. You said we're going to talk about persistence. So what does persistence mean to you?
Persistence to me means really just showing up every single day, being consistent. That's the biggest thing. A lot of people want to do a lot of things, but they don't be persistent enough to actually get there. There was a really good quote that I was telling him about before, which I had as my wallpaper ever since I was in high school, was a river cuts through rock not because of its power, but because of its persistence.
For sure.
Right? So water in general is not that powerful. It's not going to carve its way through rock because it's so powerful. Only reason it does is because it's so persistent. It's always moving. And eventually, if you just keep showing up, if you just keep hitting the same wall, eventually it's going to fall. So that's the biggest thing for me, is if I'm doing this for 5, 10 years, and I'm showing up every day, eventually it's going to work out. So that's kind of what it means to me in brief.
So now that you tell me what persistence is and what it means to you, tell me some of the goals and things you reached, or the levels that you're trying to reach while being persistent.
So in my, we'll say, short career, if you will, I guess, that's been my biggest thing from the start, is I'm going to be consistent, I'm going to be persistent. So kind of just one little quick story was when I went to LA with Drew Hanlon. I messaged him 5 times. First time, didn't answer. Most people give up right then. Second time, didn't answer. I was I'm going out to LA and nobody's stopping me.
Hold up. Just so you know, Drew Hanlon's probably one of the best trainers ever to train basketball.
For now. No, I'm just kidding.
But no, he is. He's top tier.
He's top dog right now. But obviously he's got plenty of things going on. He don't need to answer to me. But I was I'm going out to LA and nobody's stopping me. Even if you don't answer me, he'll see me up there. But like I just kept messaging him, not like trying to be a spam annoying. Like I give him a couple weeks, months before I reach out again. But I was like, look, I'm going out to LA. Nothing's gonna stop me. So I just kept kind of reaching out, and then eventually I got that. Even just people I'm trying to train, like I'll reach out to somebody, like, hey, like I do this. Would you like to come train? Nah, I'm all set. Whatever. Move on to the next person. Like anything when it's regarding business, like trying to negotiate things, trying to get new clients, like you have to be persistent. If someone says no once, that doesn't mean they're not going to say yes the second time. So it's just, I'm going to keep knocking on the same doors until someone gives me the right answer that I'm looking for. So in regards to that, I've done that, and just keep showing up every single day. Like there's days I did not want to go train. There's days where I was training for free and driving an hour. There's days where I got 5 hours of sleep and I had to go and train for 8 hours. I didn't have to do that. But I said I'm going to keep showing up every single day. So there's days I don't want to do things, but I'm showing up anyways. Right? That's the biggest thing for me, and I think that's what's going to lead me to where I want to go down the road.
For sure. Man, that was a lot, but that was powerful, man, for real, because there's a lot of people that don't have that determination or focus, and we all have our days that we slack and stuff like that. Yeah. And I've known him for quite a while now, and I don't think I've seen him slack once. Maybe not even when he's sick, to be honest. I call him and I need something, whether it's training or it's just film studies or whatever the case may be. He's there. You know what I'm saying? And that's how it has to be if you're trying to reach new levels. So man, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate you as a person, because a lot of people can't do that, for real.
I mean, everyone has days where they don't feel like doing it. Like everybody, bro.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
It don't matter if you're Bill Gates or if you're me. Like everyone has days they feel like they don't want to do things. It's just, can you combat those emotions, right? And when you really look at it, emotions aren't really like real. They're real, but like, oh, I don't feel like doing this. But when you really break it down, it's not really true. So it's just like you got to fight those emotions. If you can do that, if you can learn to combat those negative emotions and stuff like that, and the things that you tell yourself without you recognizing, that's when you're going to be successful, right? Like we said, persistence is one of the major things, but just doing things you don't want to do. That's persistence, right? Everyone has days they don't want to do things. It's the people that still do them that are going to be successful.
For sure. For sure. Now speaking on that, I know you just hit a couple pros, but I want to ask you just, maybe in a couple words, like some pros of being persistent,
You mean like good things?
Good things, yeah.
Okay.
Like some good things.
Okay. Like you're going to be successful. Like if you're persistent, it doesn't really matter what you're trying to accomplish, whether you're trying to be a millionaire, whether if you're trying to have the largest nonprofit, whether you're trying to help the most people. Like you got to be persistent. If you just give up after the first go around, doesn't matter what you're trying to do, it's just not going to happen. So the biggest con is just it's going to work out. Like if you're just consistently, like everyone who's pretty much successful, if you study successful people, they're going to say that persistence is one of the main things. So the biggest con is it's going to work out. If you're persistent enough, what you're trying to get, you're going to get it.
Yeah.
So.
And so, there's flaws in everything. Okay, so some people might say, "Yo, tea time, you need to chill. Like you are a bit too much." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when do you know those levels? Like when do you like, okay, yeah, I am tripping a little bit, or I am doing a little bit too much. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's good like to rest every now and then, but like if you want something, for me, it's like I enjoy doing everything I do. Like I can work 7 days a week for 2 months straight, and it's not like I want to like take a day off. Sometimes I'll be like, all right, I'm kind of feeling like I'm not working as efficiently, so I'll just take a step back, like chill out for half a day or whatever, which isn't really easy for me, but like I'll do it.
Yeah.
But it's like if you enjoy what you're doing, that's what I love when people say that to me all the time. Like, yo, why don't you go do this? Why don't you go and spend money? Why don't you go and like just hang out? Like, no, I don't do that. Like like I said, I was just a little bit different, which I'm fine with. And like, if you like what you're doing, keep being persistent. Don't really listen to people like, yo, chill out. Like, you don't need to do all that. Like, sometimes you just got to keep pushing. Like, who cares what other people got to say? And then obviously, you got to find that balance is the most, excuse my language, bullshit thing I've ever heard. No one who achieved anything had freaking balance in their life. They were obsessive and they were persistent. That's why they got what they got. But like, yeah, there would be times you got to be like, all right, I'm going to take a day off. And a lot of times it's going to be you're going to benefit from it, right? You're going to come back more focused. You're going to come back more energized. Same thing with basketball. You can't work out 7 days a week for a whole month straight. You're going to tear your body away. So you got to find the balance and be like, okay, I got to take a day off to take a step forward. So sometimes if you just keep going, you're going to actually slow yourself down, as opposed to some days you got to be like, all right, I got to take a little break now, but that's going to benefit me in the long run. So you just got to figure out yourself and what you're really capable of. When that breaking point is, don't really hit it. Just take a step back, and then you can keep going forward.
Hey man, I like that. And that's well said, because you do got to be obsessive with something that you want, man. Like, and I only really I want to do a lot of things in life, but like I'm really obsessive over one thing, and I'm still not at that level yet. But it takes a lot, man. And it takes a lot, but you got to keep being persistent and keep going. So well said. So as we close out, I want to ask you, what's some small piece of advice that you can give to others?
I'd say one little quick thing is figure out where you want to go, what you want to do with your life. You don't necessarily have to do it at an early age, but like the earlier you can figure it out, the better. And the reason why a lot of people don't figure it out is because they don't try anything. They're like, oh, I kind of want to do this, I kind of want to do that, and everyone gets stuck in the middle. It's like, I don't know which way to go, and then 3 years later, they're still trying to pick which way to go. If you want to be an all-out basketball player, say at a young age, just do all basketball. And if you're 2 years in and you're like, I don't really want to do basketball anymore, that's fine. Move on to the next thing. But if you didn't go all out in that direction, you're not going to figure out what you want to do. Same thing with business. If you're like, oh, I kind of want to be a trainer, I kind of want to do this over here. Go be a trainer for a whole year. If you really love it, keep doing it. And if you don't, just move on to the next thing. But I've seen a lot of like my friends and people like that, they're like, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this. You can't catch 2 rabbits at the same time, right? You got to catch one, then you can go and catch the other one. So if you try to focus on 2 things at once, it's not going to work. It depends obviously what you guys want to do, but like just focus on one thing, go all out. If you don't like it, cool, move on to the next thing. But you're not going to figure out what you want to do until you actually go all out and actually try something.
That's very good, man. Very good. I appreciate that. Before we close, I'm gonna give you the stand, and you can ask me any question you want, whether it's the YouTube, basketball, family, organizations I have, whatever the case may be.
All right, I gotta think of a good one. All right, so if you died tomorrow, what would you want to be remembered for?
If I died,
they say Manny Payton. Define him in 2 sentences.
Dang, that's a good one. To be honest, like the first one, I want to be remembered for, like, it might sound cliche, but just like, that kid was always like, positive and always trying to preach to the youth. Like, I really don't, like I love basketball. That's my passion, but I don't want to be remembered as that good basketball player, Manny Payton. That's just, you can knock that off. I just want to be, I want to be remembered as somebody that, was always trying to preach to the youth, always trying to help. Because that's just what I'm about. And that's really it. Like if I died tomorrow and someone said, yo, I remembered, Manny for just, someone that just cared about everyone. Man, I'm good with that.
Yeah.
I really am good with that, because that just speaks on who I am and what I'm really trying to do. Even with basketball, like, if I can train and help all the young cats that are in high school or in middle school work out with me and they look up to me, come on, I got you. I have a whole bunch of high schoolers hit me up. Yo, when you get back from Ireland, yo, I want to work out with you. Bet, let's do it. Because that's your purpose, man, to help others. Like, if you're not trying to help others, man, then there's no point of really trying to, like, there's no point of doing anything.
Yeah, eventually whatever you're building is gonna fall at some point if you just do it all for yourself. So yeah.
That's a good question though. But I mean, God forbid I ain't trying to die tomorrow. I got a lot of things to do. Yeah. For real. Just helping others, man. Loving, being a lovable person, for real.
That's good.
But again, thank you for watching my last YouTube video. I appreciate all the love and support. Continue to tune in. I'm gonna put his page in the bio, his Instagram, his Twitter, all that. Best basketball trainer, personally, for me in the world. But he's definitely the top in the state. So again, thank you. Thanks for the love and support. Tyler, thank you for coming on my YouTube channel.
Yes, sir.
See you guys soon. Love.